What's up, ladies and gents? Here with the old wife and daughter, Maggie, Alicia, and I, walking and doing my first segment of what I'm wanting to call a new series called like Now You Know. And the whole idea is to kind of explain the why and the secret sauce and the recipe behind why we do some of the things we do. And what better way to kick it off than to talk about a lot of times when I'm in the gym, I'll explain to someone like, oh, we're doing this because it's going to do blah, blah, blah. And they'll be like, oh, that's really cool to know. That's really interesting. That's good to know. They like to know like kind of the reason behind why we do some of the stuff we do. However, the challenge is you don't want to go into too much detail explaining this stuff. And one of the things that I teach our coaches when they get started with this is that like we don't want to talk in complete sentences when we're coaching someone through a movement. And we want to coach in like 3 to 4 second phrases, such as like, pull your shoulders back. We don't want to elaborate or talk about like, oh, well, here's the benefits of why you're blah, 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 and you're doing this and it's going to help your erector or whatever. And the reason we don't want to do that, and that's a mistake I used to make early on as a coach when I was trying to overcompensate for a lack of knowledge, and I tried to sound smart, so I'd explain everything I knew, and the end outcome was people's movement was actually suffering as a result. And the reason is because if you look at the scientific literature behind movement and communication, you can't focus on two things at once. Like me walking and talking, there's a good chance I'm gonna step and roll my ankle or something, potentially. But anyway, you can't do two things at once. It's kind of like if I'm walking by in the gym, someone's doing a lunge or something, standing on one leg, I walk by, I start, chit-chatting or make a sarcastic comment. All of a sudden they start to fall over and they're like, thanks a lot, you ruined it. You threw me off, you distracted me. Well, there's actually a lot of truth to that. I probably did. So sorry, not sorry. Just trying to be polite and funny. But anyway, so my point being, a lot of what these videos I'm going to try to do is to educate people a lot more on why we do the things we do. And as the first lesson, it's the reason we don't do this during our sessions is because you can't concentrate on two things at once. You can't listen to what a coach is explaining to you, talking about like, oh, well, we're working these muscle groups while focusing on the movement. And obviously in the workout, the priority is focusing on the quality of movement. So we want you to focus on moving well, moving effectively, and doing the movements properly. And therefore, in order for us to help you do that, we need to shut up from time to time. So again, there's your first Now You Know. You'll see more of these coming soon.